Hey everyone, Hobo4Craft, aka MrHobo here, and I'm going to be bringing you guys a commentary today. It's going to be a ZVZ. I am actually playing in this one, and I wanted to commentate it because it's actually a really pretty funny and pretty epic game. And even though it's pretty goofy, there are a lot of things that we can take out of it, so I decided, hey, I'm definitely going for this one. And in preparation to cast this game, or rather commentate it, I had a nice two entree meal from Panda Express, orange chicken and mandarin chicken. You can't just go for double orange because that's just goofy. You'll get bored of orange chicken that much. Of course, you have to go for the steam fried rice. And I did get a spring roll, but I did not get to it yet. So I will be saving that for 30 minutes later when I will be starving, probably. Um, yeah, but oh, one more thing before we get to this game. Kind of want to talk about Panda Express some more. Um, I got a fortune cookie, and is it just me, or do they never give you fortunes anymore? It's always just advice. This is literally what my fortune. Here, I'm gonna find it. This is what my fortune from my fortune cookie said. It said, "Have patience." Are you kidding me? That's not a fortune. That's advice. I didn't want an advice cookie. I wanted a fortune cookie. And I don't know. It's just is that just me? That's probably just me. I don't know. But anyway, so as you can see, we're going to have a ZVZ here. And it's going to be pretty interesting. We're going to be doing relatively the same build. I'm debating whether to speed this up. It looks like he and I both got a 14 extractor. Now the benefit of this is when you do get a 14 pool following that up is that you can get metabolic boost just about right as your spawning pool does finish. So that's very nice timing. And one thing I've learned to adopt and I like doing quite often most of the time is I wait for them to put their spawning pool down, and then I'll put mine down after getting about maybe another drone out, because then I do tend to have a little bit better of an economy and a slight boost in the beginning, which is always nice. And it does compensate for me having this scout drone, which I like, because if he goes six pool or something cheesy like that, then I can definitely defend it. And if I were to have six pooled, he would have no idea. Obviously, he hasn't even seen my base yet, and right about now I'd be coming in over with about six Zerglings, and that would not be fun. For him, it would be so much fun for me, but not for him. And right here, I pull my guys off of gas just for a little bit, um, just to get more minerals right off the bat, because I am going to be going banelings, but I have found that I don't need them in gas that long, so I do pull them out for a critical amount of time so I can get on my queen, a couple more overlords, not a couple, but one or two more overlords, and a couple more zerglings out quicker, because normally I only go around four-ish banelings, especially when I'm playing defensively. Excuse me, but this is something really excuse me, newbie that you see me do is I accidentally forget to move the rally of my overlord, and it does end up going into that queen. Dang it. But you can see I do have a lot of minerals, which will really help when I'm going to be throwing out all those zerglings from my spawn larva that I had injected as soon as my queen comes out. As soon as your spawning pool finishes, you definitely want your queen to be on the production. And here's just me not paying attention some more. And I really shouldn't have been out with all my zerglings, because as you will see, he got metabolic boost before me, because his spawning pool did go down before mine, if you guys do recall. And I think he kills off all of these here. Yeah, he does. So that was really stupid. But the nice thing about going banelings, I am going to put a spine crawler down at this point, because I'm like, oh tits, he's coming in here. He's coming in hot, and I can definitely see all this going down. And this is kind of an excessive amount of banelings. If you guys don't know, oh, well, I saw I had him outnumbered here, so I decided I could just kill off his zerglings. Um, and right here, you'd want to try and pick off these banelings, and it definitely looks like I'm in a terrible position. But luckily he plays this really stupidly, and he goes right for my queen. He probably could have done a lot of damage um, to my drones, but he went for my queen. But for teaching purposes, it looks like he's decided to keep this game going, because I don't know, that would have been a really heavy hit. But like I said, the nice thing about going banelings is that you can defend very easily when your opponent is also going banelings. So you notice that he's putting a ton of his money, a ton of his resources into producing a lot of Zerglings. And I do realize this. So I'm just going to be committing to drones, and I'm going to just be making a key amount of banelings so that I can defend his numbers of Zerglings and not have to worry about it. But in the meantime, I'm still just pumping out drones. I'm going to go to the income tab, and I am ahead. Oh, he's ahead. He's ahead by 3 right now. How's that even possible? Well, I guess I'm catching up. Oh, well, I did have to make a spine crawler, and I kind of defend, so I guess that makes sense. But I am teching, and it's really important when you go banelings to tech as quickly as possible while still being able to defend uh, either the roaches or banelings that are on the way. So you definitely want to tech as soon as possible, but not if it's going to mean you lose the game, because what's the point of teching if it's just going to cost you the game? But you can see that I'm putting all of these larvae into drones, and I believe he's still making Zerglings at this point. I've completely cut off my production. You can just see how many he does have, and he's trying to be cute, keeping like one Zergling out here so he can kill a Baneling, but I just surround it, and I try and go for this. This is a good way to just keep him back, because if he's at your doorstep, he kind of keeps you contained, and there's Little Miss Micro. Just terrible today, but yeah, you do want to keep him out of here just so he has a little less knowledge of what is going on. Still making a ton of drones. Really want to get my economy up, because it's very typical for both of you to be teching to mutas, and you want to stay as high in economy as possible, because 100 is relatively expensive. And he's still trying to be cute here, and I think he's just setting up defense here. I don't quite remember. But notice how many Zerglings and Banelings he has, well, Zerglings mainly, and then how many I have. I have 3 Zerglings. He has what, 22, over 20, and I am still able to defend. One, I guess maybe a little bit because of these spine crawlers, which I'm only getting because I have the extra income, and queens are great for extra income, as we will see later. But yeah, just about, I can defend all that with just 3 banelings. So this is really a waste for him, and it just shows you how you can spend your resources wisely. And it'd always be nice to get a scout in and see what he's going. I see these mutalisks, and I'm in a little bit of trouble because my Spire just finished, and he's going to be poking in here. Really smart idea to just go for the overlords and try and supply cap your opponent, which is what he does do. And he has about 5, and I just got my 5 out. So, yeah, when you're the first one to get your Mutalisks out, just try and pick off some overlords. And definitely back away after, especially if you're at the same numbers, because you don't want to lose any of your Mutalisks, even if you take his away. It's very important to keep your Mutalisk numbers as high as possible. And because I know he's ahead of me in tech, because I saw him get his mutas out faster, I'm going to be relying a little bit on queens, because their transfuse is great. They do great damage versus Mutalisks, and they take relatively low damage versus Mutalisks, and plus they have that highly important transfuse. But I do believe I saw this ball right here of Zerglings and Banelings, so I am putting down another spine crawler in fear. So I got this kind of nice wall going on. I wasn't sure if he was going to have somewhat of an all-in push going on or something, but he's doing a really smart thing right here. Getting these El Naga watchtowers is very important, because especially in a Mutalisk game, where you're going to be trying to pick off each other's drones a lot. But this is another thing why getting a lot of queens, especially when you have more minerals than gas. You see, I can't make enough Mutalisks to get rid of all my minerals, so I just spend the extra in queens. This allows me to have my Mutalisks away from my base and not have to defend with them and be able to harass because of this. So I am able to pick off about 4, 5, maybe 6, probably closer to 5. And oh, I get a little bit of a scary position right there, and I am able to get away without losing a Mutalisk. But I think I lose one here. Yeah, I lose one. I think that's all. And then I fly over here and I see all this and I'm like, holy crap. Hope he doesn't come get me, but I'm actually in a really safe position at this point. Just want to throw out something I kind of forgot to mention is that getting your second gas up as soon as possible when you know that you're going to be taking the mutas is really important because 2 gas gives you a relatively slow income of gas, and it's really important to get as much of a boost start as possible, so that's important. And you can see really high in minerals still, so I'm just pumping it into queens, and will be expanding soon. He is smart. He does have map control at this point, so he did put his hatchery down, and I tried to be cute and pick off some of these zerglings, but his 2 banelings killed my banelings, so boom. And we're just about even a little bit in Mutals numbers. I have 10, I think, and he has 11. So he is slightly ahead, which is why he does have this control. And yes, it is important just to have that slight amount higher of Mutalisk than your opponent. But you notice he got armor, and I got armor. Very, very important to get that armor because it definitely lessens the degree of the damage from the bounce of the Mutalisks and just all the damage in general. It's very important, especially when it's an area of effect type like the Mutas have, which are bounce, obviously. And you can see that he did get his expo up quicker than me, and his income is going to be much higher because of that. He also does have more drones. At this point, I would be getting more drones, except I have I'm at a surplus of minerals frequently, so I decided it would be more smart just to go for extra Zerglings or Mutalisks or Queens instead of pumping it out into drones because I can't even support the income I have at this moment. And once again, just trying to be cute, and it looks like he is able. Oh, I lost my Battle.net connection. Looks like he is able to stop that. Just gonna fast forward this a bit and